I'm joined by, well, you know them, three of the sharks from Shark Tank, which is a multiple Emmy winner in the past itself, and this year up for Outstanding Host in a Reality or Competitive Program and Outstanding Structured Reality Program. Now we're talking to Kevin O'Leary, Shark and Executive Producer, Damon John, Shark Executive Producer, and Barbara Cochran, Shark and Executive Producer. Before we chat, though, with these sharks, and maybe I'll even try to pitch them on something or another, we're going to look at a little sizzle reel of looking at season 11. So strap in, and if you've got something, these are the people you want to talk to. Take a look.
There's a freedom that comes with being an entrepreneur. There's a sense of empowerment that you can't get when you work for somebody else.
From day one, I knew I never wanted to work for anyone else. I wanted to be the ruler of my own destiny and take my life into my own hands.
Freedom is the ability to control your own life. No one can fire you. No one's going to tell you what to do. It's all up to you.
You're making rich. Watch it happen. One great idea is power. The power to set you free.
For over a decade, Shark Tank has been in the business of inspiring entrepreneurs.
Scrub that will be scrubbing in every kitchen in the world.
It's launched household names and hugely successful companies totaling over $6 billion in retail sales.
Welcome to Maine!
And made life-changing dreams come true.
It's a deal. We're super grateful to be able to continue our dad's dream and to share our story with people all over the world.
And tonight, we're back with a brand new season of dreamers seeking to change their lives.
This is our everything. We're going to take this to the moon.
Let's face it, I'm only 10 years old. I need a partner.
Oh my God, I love you.
I think you're more of a shark than we are.
So that made me choose creativity over certainty. I have one wild and precious life, right?
And tonight, Daniel Lubitsky, the visionary founder of Kind, which has revolutionized the healthy snack industry, joins the Sharks.
I resonate with your immigrant story, with the power of America.
If you put your mind to it, anything is possible. You are freedom.
Which business will be the next big idea?
This is my life. I will go until it succeeds.
You need cash.
Says the guy who's not giving him a dime.
Wait, may I please finish?
They're going to walk out of here without a shark.
Welcome to our very dysfunctional family.
If that's not the American dream, I don't know what is.
Let's get started.
Let's go!
The future.
I can make you rich, there's no doubt in my mind.
Wait.
Done.
Who's closing?
It closed.
Let me run.
Bye.
Starts
Go, baby!
now.
Holy smokes!
Well, clearly the sharks are out there biting, and it looks like the fish is too. The first question I have for all of you is, you guys have been doing this for a number of years now. Obviously, Shark Tank has been very successful at the Emmys before. I want to start off with you, Barbara, and then Damon, and then Kevin. What keeps it fresh for you every year on Shark Tank?
You know, what keeps it fresh is what happens after Shark Tank. It keeps me coming back, because the end of what you see when the cameras are turned off is really the beginning. Surely we give them our cash and we're happy to give them a start, but what we're giving them is a whole new start in life. We get so embedded in their lives after the cameras are off. We know their kids, we're with them every step of the way, and we're the only people that ever give someone a true life-changing, transformative chance to totally rewrite their ticket. I was thinking, for great examples, the Comfy brothers couldn't afford to make their garment to bring to the set, and they borrowed the money to do that. But now they live in the two largest houses in Phoenix. They have $7 million in there, each of their accounts. Their kids are in private schools, and they each picked up a trophy wife that now they have rich people's problems, refused to sign the prenuptial. So that happened in 2 years flat, from zero in unemployment to becoming multimillionaires. It only happens on the Shark Tank.
That almost sounds like a Shark Tank spinoff. Shark Tank
That's
the
cool.
Report. You guys get their Judy in there, and you mix it all up. Kevin, for you, I mean, you've had a varied career on both sides of the border. For you, what makes Shark Tank still so invigorating?
You know, in the beginning, I don't think Sony or ABC or MGM could have ever anticipated what this platform has become. Yes, it's an entertaining television show, but it creates jobs in America. We form businesses. We grow franchises based on this platform. It's an incredible journey. I mean, yes, we perform on television, but we're also investors. and we put money into the hands of young entrepreneurs that use the platform to get their products out in front of millions and millions of people that no venture capital company could ever do. Shark Tank is America's most successful venture capital company that's ever existed because it's got everything. It's got millions of viewers, it's got very wealthy investors on it, and it's got the drama of the dynamic that happens when you potentially set a young person free on their journey as an entrepreneur. It's sheer magic. I come back every year because I never know what's going to happen next.
Damon, you know, the expression is, and I'll use the polite version, is that money talks and everything else walks. You guys, this is for real. This is real money and real investors. What do you still look for in a pitch, in the people who stand in front of you guys and say, this is what I've created, help me?
You know, I look for people that have been through the journey and they have failed often and still have the passion, the drive. They've learned how to overcome those things. They learn how to use little to no resources, and they've learned how to surround themselves with the right people. And morally, I have to connect with them. And I think that is the beautiful thing about Shark Tank. You know, my other two colleagues have said some really great things, and they're true. You know, it's honest. But the reason why I keep coming back to Shark Tank are two poles. Number one, I'm getting educated myself by the amazing new generation that are coming on the show. I don't get any education from Barbara or Kevin or Mark, any of those guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
But I do get that. But also, you know, growing up as and as we're thinking about what's going on, you know, and with civil unrest, growing up as a young African-American male, I never got to see anybody on television who didn't come from sports or music, who just made it by their bootstrings. I mean, there was one African-American entrepreneur on TV, but it didn't look like Fred G. Sanford was doing that well when I was watching TV. So when I look at Shark Tank, and why I keep coming back is because that carpet doesn't care about your religion, your sex, your gender, your color, your creed. That carpet gives you a shot to live the American dream. And we see everybody in America is affected by Shark Tank one way or another, whether they got a product, whether the Ring doorbell is protecting their family, whether their kids want to now debate with them how to, you know, get more lunch money, or whether they themselves want to go on Shark Tank or tell somebody else they want to go on Shark Tank. That's why I keep coming back to the show, because every single person in America has been touched by Shark Tank one way or another.
You know, one of the things about how people have been touched by Shark Tank, of course, you guys have become a cultural touchstone as well. You appeared on Grace and Frankie, I believe it was last season. Shark Tank appears, it's in the vernacular as people talk about it, and you guys have become like that. But as we talk about, and you brought it up, Damon, you know, what America, what the world is going through right now, we're seeing a renewed emphasis on social justice, looking at things like systematic racism, police brutality. We're also seeing the economic trials that people are going through as we're dealing with the coronavirus. For you guys, I know that America does look to you guys in some sense of this. I'm not asking any of you to apply to be Secretary of the Treasury, because I'm not too sure that's a good job you'd want to have right now, and you might take a pay cut. But I wanted to get a sense from you, Barbara, how do you think that what we're seeing right now happening in the country, how do you think we're going to see that manifest itself on future seasons?
You know, it's already changed what we're seeing on Shark Tank, because the people that are coming to shoot this season had to be in quarantine for days. They had to find their own way.
We should just, sorry, Barbara, to interrupt you. We should just point out that Shark Tank is in production. It's one of the few shows actually in production for its 12th season in Las Vegas, where all of you guys at various points have been under quarantine, and everyone participating in it as well as you guys respect safety protocols.
Yes, that's exactly right. But the people we're seeing now are remarkably different. They have more at stake. They've committed themselves to come sit in quarantine for days on end to make sure they're safe. They're mostly the people who have the least amount of hope, excuse me, and feel that their situation is never going to change. And that's what's so very sad about it. You know, when you're not born into the right family, you don't get a shot. Nobody listens to your idea. Nobody's going to hand you anything. Every day I sit on that Shark Tank set, I sit there not as who I am now and the great life I've led, but I'm sitting there at 23 as a waitress with nobody giving me a break. And I thought that was the end of my life. That was my life. I was going to be a good waitress, the best waitress, but nonetheless, that's what my lot was in life. Until someone came in and loaned me $1,000. I never sit in that seat where I don't see that person come through the door, look at them and say, they are me. And what kind of change can I make to that individual? I mean, that is really what turns us all on. I think all of us sharks will say that. We go home fulfilled We put our money. That's a little piece of it. These people are our family. We know their kids. I'm godmother to 2 of my entrepreneurs' new kids just this month.
For real?
We are all in their business and in their homes and their lives. And that is so satisfying. They could pay us nothing and we would all show up for work and be eager to be there.
You know, Barbara brings up an interesting point, Damon. I want to ask you is one thing, and we saw this in the sizzle reel, and please, Kevin, I'd like to get your thoughts on this too. Children have always been a part of the Shark Tank gang. You know, we see them come with their ideas. We see them come with their families. What does that mean to you guys? Barbara talked about being a godmother, and I'm a little bit blown away by that, but it makes sense. But what does it mean to you to see these young people, you know, who some of them too young to even legally open a bank account, and yet they're coming with ideas that could create companies that could employ thousands over the years? What is that like for you guys, being at that first step?
You know, it means that the generation that all of us may have grown up in, you know, some people said, well, you can't do it. You're going to embarrass yourself. You're going to embarrass us. Go to college. Go get this. Go get that. And we stopped thinking like being entrepreneurs. Now, you can be an entrepreneur working within a system. You can have entrepreneurial thinking. These kids these days, I mean, the stats are showing that a kid today graduating college will end up retiring with 50% of them will end up retiring with a job title that doesn't even exist today. And that means that kids right now, they're taking their own destiny, you know, into their hands. Shark Tank came out in 2008. And a lot of these kids in 2008 are now 15 or 20 or whatever the case is. They saw their parents lose their home to bad banking or to various other things. And they said, I'm no longer going to do that. I'm going to empower myself and I'm going to empower my parents. You got to see how many kids on this say, I'm here. I created a problem. I created something. I'm going to solve a problem because I'm going to take care of my parents. Because the stat shows that we are going to take care of our parents 2 times longer than they took care of us. I know that depressed everybody, but the bottom line is that's what kids are coming on for. They want to be in charge of their own destiny, and they, in return, are reverse mentoring us. I have some of these kids that now I'm learning from them, and I love taking that ride with them.
You know, there was a story I saw recently, I'm sure you guys have seen, of a young boy whose mother, him and his mother lived in a shed, I believe in New Jersey. And she lost her job due to coronavirus. And he took a couple of $100 that he could squirt together, and he's created a plant company. And that kid has made like $25,000, $50,000 already in the past couple of months. It's kept him and his mom alive. I see that kid, maybe not with the same urgency, but I see that. And I wonder if you do too, Kevin, with some of the young people who show up on the show.
I think what's happened with children that have grown up with Shark Tank is they've basically sent their parents in a new direction of social consciousness, also of sustainability. When you look at the deals that we fund today versus what we funded a decade ago, a lot of this has come from the kids of parents who come to us with their deals, basically saying, my child has made me aware that I don't want to put plastics in the ocean anymore. And I've come up with an idea to do a detergent. You know, Blue Land is the episode that actually, you know, got nominated. And that's a product that that entrepreneur, when Shark Tank started, was a teenager. And she had a vision for getting rid of plastic bottles forever. That, you know, all these billions of bottles for detergents. Blue Land is a crystallized surface cleaner. It's a crystallized detergent. It's a crystallized laundry detergent. And there's no bottle at all in it. It's reusable. That's the power of the new generation pushing these ideas forward. And so many of our deals now are giving back to a cause that means something to that young entrepreneur. Whatever it is, whether it's social injustice, whether it's green, whatever. And it's good for business because the consumers today want to know the companies we fund have a mission, have a social mission, have something giving back. And that's what funds these things. It's remarkable the transition that's occurred in the last decade this way.
I think the big change that Shark Tank has brought in is kids grow up wanting to be entrepreneurs. You know, it used to be everybody who became an entrepreneur, we all did, became it by accident. We just bumbled into something and it stuck. Today, everyone is thinking so differently. Not I happen to be an entrepreneur, I want to be an entrepreneur. And we have really changed the value of that word and that aspiration for everybody. It's been totally different. Now they're admired. We never used to be admired as entrepreneurs. Forget it. It's a new thing.
Well, you're admired and you're also entertained, and I'm really glad the three of you joined us today. Thank you so much. Kevin, Damon, Barbara, I hope you're all well. Stay safe and healthy when you guys are in quarantine and shooting season 12. And we'll look forward to seeing you soon and hear what next year's pitches are.